Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'll say morning because it's 4 o'clock in the morning here in Houston. I'm sorry I don't have the flashlight on. See my face. But I'm extremely tired. I'm really talking with every breath I take. I'm tired. But I figured that I'd just talk for a second to get some things off my chest, off my mind. Put it on the internet to share with the people. Nothing in particular of concern. Sorry about that. Very noisy truck. Try to put the camera a little bit closer to my face so I don't have to scream because I'm very tired. I could barely talk. I really hate this going to bed at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning crap. I hate it. But I'm going to talk about my friend Ruby. I spent the evening yesterday with her, and I had a great time as usual. Something that happened that was unpredictable was that her mother invited me over to her house, I guess today, tomorrow, whatever, along with, Ruby and her brother, Mario. And she just kind of said, as a matter of fact, like, "Oh, CJ coming too?" And I was right there listening to the phone call, and I was like, "Sure, I don't give a shit." So I have a date, and looking forward to it. These people are, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show King of Queens. The wife of the main character, Doug Heffernan. But his wife, I don't know that actress name, but she has that New Jersey, like an Italian type of accent that I can hear it in Ruby's mom's voice. She's like, "Do you understand?" She has a very, very militant personality for a woman. So they're from that culture where, Ruby always says, "You see, I got big old broad shoulders and I'm short and stubby and blah, blah, blah." She always, talks about how she just hates her genetics. Her people are from wherever the hell they from. So, yeah, I got that coming up here in a few hours. This is perfect right here. But the things that we talked about before the invitation was even made were things that were important and just on a spiritual level, as they usually are when I'm around her. To remind you, this is a person who, she considers herself transgender. She's from New York. She has a very, very witty and quick response to when you're talking to her. She's quick, she's very quick, and you can tell she and I've had about 4 friends from New York, and all 4 of them that I've ever met, they seem to be ahead of the game. Down here in the South, I guess is what they say, we dumb and slow, because people just don't get a lot of concepts. Shit, Ruby talks about certain things that because of her access to certain books and stuff in New York, she knows, like, bro, I've been to about that since I was like 15. And it trips me out, like, wow. You know? And, one thing I always bring to her attention is that, like, you are an attractive person inwardly. I made a video recently about a lady having an ugly spirit, which is the girl Africa that I work with. You're not an ugly person physically. I mean, your anorexia is unattractive, but outside of that, you're not an ugly person. I'd bang you if that was the question. Like, would you bang her? I'd bang her. But outside of that, it's your attitude. You're another victim of this American snobby, entitled, you're never wrong attitude. Where even when when she's arguing with Tom, you think by saying, okay, Tom, thank you for that. Saying stuff like that and the way you say it, it's totally dismissive. Your apology is not received because you're saying it in a way like, if you had to explain it to Ed, I told him thank you. Didn't I tell you thank you? Like, you did it really just for the sake of, like, this dispute, so therefore you have an ugly spirit. And Ruby just has a very, I told her today, she's not a person that attracts people, but it's almost like the sun. And I told her she's like the sun. Like, you can't get too close to her because she'll burn you in a way that just when you think that you may be comfortable enough to ask her on a date or something like that, I'm talking about her preference in men or women, whatever. If you get to that point, she's so conflicted on the inside for what she want to do that neither one of y'all would have a fair opportunity at a legitimate relationship, and she's young. She's like 23. So she's young, and I told her that, you just got to wait for that fire inside of you to just kind of die down a little bit. Because right now, some of the smallest shit will set you off in a relationship, and you will either ruin it or they will ruin it, And I tell her I don't see too many functional same-sex relationships. You don't get that same energy that you see when there's just a man and a woman. There's some type of, like, thing always, it's either sex or some type of physical thing, like, oh, she has tattoos, I have tattoos, it's always something superficially, just stupid, where, a woman will be with an overweight dude and the dude will be with just a supermodel girlfriend, and they just like, yeah, well, I love her. And oh yeah, I love them, we work together, take care of our kids and stuff like that. So, but you could tell, like, man, when y'all are passionate with each other, I guarantee it's probably something that, like, is special. Even though on the outside, people like, how the hell are y'all together? He's unattractive and overweight. You're a model. And it's like, what happened? But that's what I equated Ruby to being, somebody that you would have to be a little bit older to deal with her. Because she's very ambitious and she has a lot of ideas and stuff like that. And I told her all of this stuff to her face. I was like, it'll be tough for somebody to have to deal with you. Hold on, guys. Always got to stay alert. Always got to stay alert. Any sound, I got to stay alert. Oh, man. So anyway. It woke me up. Is that a moth? Yep. Well, I'll let you make it. Anyway. So, yeah, she's a very physically, like, if you just looking at her face, she's very pretty. And she's an individual that it saddens me that she's dealing with this type of confliction of men and women and up, down, left, right. It's unfortunate that she doesn't just, like, nigga, I want to be able to do. What kind of stupid question is that? You can tell, and I've had this effect on either homosexuals, men or women, where they see an authentic dude in me, and it makes them kind of I don't want to say nervous, but it makes them question their decisions. Like, this dude here is a gentleman, so I guess all dudes aren't bad. So I don't hate all guys, but I like women. But he tells me how he would treat women, and that seems like how all men should treat women. And I'm not a guy, so I can't treat women like that. And it just fucks their mind up so much, because I am, because of my father, and because of the meditation and the training and stuff like that, I'm a great example when it comes to how a man should operate. I gave her plenty of examples of, if your woman can't get to work as a man, first of all, you have to be respectful enough to yourself and to any woman. Once you venture outward and you're inviting, it even goes down to an animal. Once you as a guy, or hell, I can even